The recent election in the US just wrapped up, and in Israel, talk about election and government is nonstop. So let's dive into some key terms in Hebrew to help you understand and talk about all things election related. I am Inbal Amit from Hebrew by Inbal, and I help English speakers thrive in Hebrew. My big picture program is simple. All the fundamental skills are laid out for you in my two programs, Practically Speaking Hebrew for Speaking and Understanding, and my best-selling series, Hebrew 1, 2, and 3, for reading and writing. My daily and weekly free content, just like this video, as well as my weekly emails every Sunday and my short lessons on social media, serve as a free lifetime membership to help you practice and build upon everything you learn in my programs. You can find links to join my email list and programs in the description box below. And if you're watching this video during the month of November, I have 3 Hanukkah treats for you that you do not want to miss on. They're all waiting for you in the description box as well. So let's start with the Hebrew word for election, which is bchirot. 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 It's actually the plural form of bchira, which is choice or selection. That is why the right to vote in Hebrew is zchut bchira. Zchut is right, bchira is vote, choice, and selection. Zchut bchira, the right to vote. And bchirot in the plural form is both the word for selections, choices, and election, reflecting a collective choice. It has 2 verb forms, an active one, livchor, that is the infinitive form, livchor, which means to vote or to choose or to select, and a passive verb form, lehibacher, is the infinitive form, which means to be chosen or to get voted in. So let's talk for a minute about Hebrew verbs and conjugations. Each conjugated verb in Hebrew is based on the tense, past, present, or future, whether it is singular or plural, and whether it is masculine or feminine. Each combination of all 3 follows a specific pattern, but all that is also divided into categories that are called in Hebrew binyan in singular or binyanim in plural, building or buildings, because they are structures that convey characteristics of that verb. Is it an active verb? Is it a passive verb? And so on. So usually a verb conjugation is the root letters, usually 3, placed into the pattern of that structure, that binyan, that building, based on the characteristics of that verb, and then the specific pattern of that conjugation based on the tense, singular or plural, masculine or feminine. These are the levels of verb conjugation in Hebrew. And as you can see, verb conjugations in Hebrew is a lot. So to make things easier, I made a guide for you with all the conjugations in Hebrew for verbs related to voting. You can download yours totally free at hebrewbyinbal.com/vote. It's on the screen and it's in the description box as well. So just pause the video, download your verb conjugation guide, and come back. So livchor is to choose, to select, or to vote, an active verb. Lehibacher is to be chosen, to be selected, or to be voted in, a passive verb. Let's see a few examples. And again, you have all the verb conjugations in the guide that you can download for free. I voted, ani bacharti, whether I am male or female, doesn't matter. Ani bacharti, he got voted in, hu nivchar. And that is why in Hebrew, the chosen people is ha'am hanivchar, literally the people, the chosen. Ha'am hanivchar, the chosen people. But we have another verb in Hebrew used for to vote, which is lehatzbi'a. 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 That's the infinitive form. It is also used to convey to point or to raise your hand to speak, as in the classroom, because here as well, we point. So lehatzbi'a is to vote, to point, or to raise your hand to speak. The noun form, hatzba'a, hatzba'a, we have a at the end. That is why the H is there to represent the letter He at the end. Hatzba'a is the word we use for a vote. We do not use the noun bchira, which is selection or choice, to convey a political vote. We do use alongside hatzba'a kol, which is the Hebrew word for voice to convey a political vote. We got one vote. We got one kol. We have one hatzba'ah. And like the active structure, binyan, of livchor, to choose, to select, to vote, we also use the active structure of lehatzbia, to convey, to point, to raise your hand to speak, and to vote. We do not have a passive structure here, only the active lehatzbia, which is the infinitive form. Unlike English, in Hebrew, we distinguish between a party and a political party. These are not the same words. A political party in Hebrew is miflaga. 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 That is the singular form, and in plural, miflagot. Interestingly, the word miflaga, political party, is connected to the word division. In Hebrew, pilug, a noun that conveys the dividing or pulling people apart. Interesting, right? So let's look at the main sides of the political map that sadly people are divided on, both in Israel and abroad. The right side, or in Hebrew, yamin, is the same word used in the direction context and in the political context. Right. Yamin. When it comes to left, the same word is used for the direction of left in the political context of left. It is small. And same goes for center. Same word used for the center, the middle, and the political context. It is mirkaz, center. So a right-wing party would be mifleget yamin. Mifleget yamin. The word miflaga, political party, changes to mifleget when put together with the word right to create a construct state, a term that means a right-wing political party. The same happens when we create the term left-wing party, mifleget small, and same when we have a center party, mifleget merkaz. The construct state is super common. I keep mentioning it all the time because it is everywhere, and you master it in my course because it is very common, and it's an entire topic where you learn exactly how to change which words when they are put together to create a term, a construct state. And here's an insider's tip that many English speakers get wrong, and I understand why. So yamin is the word for right, both in the direction context and in the political context. In Hebrew, we use the same word for a right-handed person and someone with right-wing views. Both are yemani in the masculine form. Yemani is both a man that is right-handed and a man with right-wing views. But when we turn to the left side, we do not use the same word. A left-handed individual, a man, because that is the masculine form, is smali. He is smali. He is left-handed. But an individual with left-wing views is not a smali, but a smolani, which is why people many times say smali for both a left-wing individual and a left-handed person, but we don't use the same word. Left-handed individual, a man, would be smali, and a man with left-wing views is a smolani. And now for something easy, because you already know most of it. In Israel, we borrow the English words for coalition and opposition. We just placed on them Hebrew suffixes. So a coalition is koalitzia. Ko-a-litz-ya. Koalitzia. And an opposition is oppositia. O-po-zits-ya. Oppositia. Much easier than learning a new word from scratch. In Israel, Election Day is a public holiday, so both employees and students get a day off. Voting usually happens at schools, which transform into polling stations. Each person receives a voting card in the mail, assigning them a specific school, usually near where they live. And when they arrive, they're directed into a specific classroom where they get an envelope, place their choice discreetly into the envelope, seal it, and place it into the ballot box in front of the election officials. This polling station is called in Hebrew kalpi. 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 So on election day and around election day, you'll hear things like, what kalpi were you assigned to? I'm on my way to the kalpi now. Oh, there are huge lines in my kalpi. That is what they're talking about. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would really appreciate if you could hit the like button. It really helps me. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so and click the bell so you'll get notified every time I post a new video in Hebrew lesson. Check out my playlist here on YouTube. Go to playlists. They are organized by goals. So you can choose speaking, reading and writing, learning Hebrew with songs, and so much more. Check out my programs in the description box and my special 3 Hanukkah treats. And let me know in the comment section your thoughts about this video and what would you like me to teach next. Thank you so much. Toda rabba for watching, and I will see you in the next video. נתראה בסרטון הבא.